Back to Sara as our practitioner. Tell me about when you go into the field, how you have to think a little bit differently about being a storyteller in using video versus in print. What's different about it?
I think one of the first things is that there's a lot of things that people might tell you as anecdotes that you might not be able to capture on camera. So when you're thinking of a story visually and you want to tell a story through video, you need to think of things to show. Things need to sort of unfold in front of the audience. We basically think of these things as scenes. So instead of me telling you about an autistic young man's struggle to learn how to run, I would ideally want to spend time with him as he practices and tries and learns how to run and show you the struggles that he's going through. It's basically just thinking about how to have as much unfold in front of you and not to get ahead of yourself and tell people what they're about to see. It's just letting them sort of see that. So usually that means looking for characters who are doing something. It means looking for events that can explain that and listening really well to some of the conversations that are going to be taking place. So it's a bit different than being a print reporter and going into the field and sort of soaking everything in and then coming back to write about it. You just need to make sure that you're engaged and on and can follow things as they unfold, basically.
You had an experience that you were telling me about before we started involving some manipulated video. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. It sort of goes back to your discussion about fake videos and being able to discern what's real and what's not. Frontline, the show that I work on, usually uses a lot of archival footage. We depend on footage from outside to illustrate things that we're talking about. So if we're doing a report that involves Shia militias in Iraq committing human rights abuses, then I'm probably not there to film it all the time. I'm sort of relying on getting footage that can show that. The issue is there's a lot of video out there, and sometimes you can get really excited because you found something that perfectly captures what you're looking for, and then you realize that that might not be true. One of the issues we had was we were working on a sequence about the Lebanese civil war, and we found one of the most amazing, it was like an hour of footage of the Lebanese civil war, really well filmed, sort of too good to be true, and it became like the central component of our sequence. And at one point, we needed to verify, we fact-check all our footage, and we needed to verify whether or not that was real. And one of the buildings in those shots just did not look right. It did not look like anything I would have recognized as architecture from the Levant. And we eventually had one of my colleagues do a search on that building. That building was in Bulgaria, and that entire sequence was based on a film, a Russian-made film about the Lebanese civil war that was very well done. It just wasn't true. And so we needed to take it out. Another time where, usually when we want to verify video, we're trying to figure out if this is filmed in the right place that they're alleging it was filmed in and at the right location, and if these abuses or whatever we're showing have been committed by those people. And so there's ways to look at that, and I'm sure you can probably talk about that too, but it's like you want to know if these guys' uniform matches what you're showing, or if the weather is like that, or if the location actually, the terrain looks like that. There are so many videos we found of Shia militias allegedly abusing people. It's not to say that they don't do that, but some of the videos are just not that. It's not true. And so you want to make sure that you're talking to the right people and figure